Hey, Nish here, and today we're having a look at the Anker Soundcore Life A1s. I recently did an unboxing of these, so we're going to jump straight in and have a look at them. These have the standard true wireless earbud style design where you have a case with a battery inside and then the earbuds are magnetically attached to it. Instead of a slide case like we had on the Spirit.2s, these have a magnetic flip case, as you can see. The case is pretty compact, definitely pocketable again, though it is quite thick compared to something like a wallet. As you can see, the earbuds have a tip and wing. Now these can be interchanged. There's 5 different tip sizes and 3 different wing sizes. I find the fit pretty good on these. Not quite as good as the Spirit.2s, but they're just about secure enough for things like running and jumping, though they do sometimes need a little bit of adjustment. As you can see, the buds have quite a stealthy appearance with a two-tone black thing going on. There's one button on each earbud, which is a physical button rather than a touch button like we had on the Spirit.2s. With those buttons, you can do all the functions you could possibly want with earphones, but I will talk about that a little bit more later on. The specs all around are pretty much the same as Spirit.2s. That means they're also IPX7 rated, which is a really good level of water resistance. However, there is a caveat, and I want to talk about this a little bit. Now, the Spirit.2s, when I was reviewing them, I thought, I'd run them under a tap and show, hey, you can put water on them and they won't break. And what ended up happening was some of the water got into the driver and it didn't stop it from working, but it dampened the sound. And even after I left those earbuds in like rice for 2 days, they still didn't go back to like 100%, so I ended up returning them. So that's one word of caution. These are waterproof, especially they're well sealed. They're not going to stop working, but don't get water in the driver. With that water rant out of the way, connectivity is really good. You've got Bluetooth 5.0 again, which has a really good range, especially compared to Bluetooth 4.0. Unfortunately, there's nothing fancy going on like multi-device pairing simultaneously or NFC pairing. It's just a very standard affair, connects on your menu on your phone, and you can obviously pair it to multiple devices, but you just have to make sure the right device is on when you flip these open and it activates and starts to try and connect to something. Battery life is very impressive on the Life A1s. You've got 9 hours on the buds and then 35 hours once you combine with the charge you store in the case. I think that's a really huge amount of time really, and I don't see the need for more than that. It's quite impressive as well compared to the Spirit.2s, which were only about 20-25 hours in total, so it's quite a big improvement. Next up is sound, and firstly, in regards to volume, these are really good. I didn't have any issues like I did with the Spirit.2s, which were rather quiet. As far as sound quality goes, I can't sing any high praises about these really. I'd say they're good or just slightly above average, generally quite a balanced sound, a little bit of bass boost, and I don't think it's really fair to compare them to audiophile type devices and proper headphones. I think it's very good for the purposes that you're going to use them for, and I certainly have no complaints using them. I forgot to talk about that customizable EQ, or air quote customizable EQ. I say that because it's not really customizable. You have 3 different sound modes. There's the normal mode, a bass boost, and an acoustic type mode. But I found anything other than the normal mode to just sound a bit off and just a bit overly tuned. So in my opinion, the normal mode's fine, and there's not really that much customization going on. I think the controls on these are really good, especially compared to the Spirit.2s, which I'm making a lot of comparisons of. A button is just way better than a touch button. You know when you've pressed it. You can't really tell in the video, but there's a tactile feel to it, so you definitely know when you're pressing it. You can cover all the functions you want, so you can change the volume, play, pause, skip, going back and forth. My only gripe is that when you're changing the volume, you have to kind of press it again and again, so volume up, volume up, volume up. And the problem there is, if you want to put the volume up a lot, then what you end up registering is a double press or a triple press, which does something different. So if you want the volume to go up, you're kind of sitting there going tap, tap. And it's a really minor complaint, and it's hard when you have that many functions assigned to just 2 buttons. You have to make a compromise somewhere, but at least the volume control is there because it's lacking in some other earphones. Of course, there are a wide variety of true wireless earbuds out there. I'm going to be focusing my comparison on Anker's other products because they seem to have a stupid product range. I really don't understand why they have about 15 different types of true wireless earbud. But anyway, you're probably sick of me mentioning the Spirit.2s, but they are the most similar to these, so I have to make a comparison. And I would say the Life A1s really win out because they have a longer battery life, they're slightly cheaper, they have better controls. The only issue I'd say is that they're slightly worse in the fit department, but it's really not a huge difference, so versus them I'd take them every time. There was the Spirit X2s, which I've mentioned before as well, and I had those briefly. They have even longer battery life and much better sound quality because they have larger drivers, but for me the problem with those was the fit. I couldn't get a good fit on them. They'd come loose and for that reason they just weren't suitable. But if you don't mind something a bit bulkier and maybe more durable, then that's a good shout. So overall, I think the Soundcore Life A1s are a very solid pair of workout earphones. The sound quality is decent, sort of above par. The fit is good, not quite excellent, but very good. The controls are great and the battery life is superb. So overall, they get my stamp of approval. If you have any more questions or comments about them, put them below. Also, if you have any other recommendations of devices for people around to have a look at, do put them down there. Subscribe for more to the point content, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.